All right, well, what compelled me to join the Army? I think as a young man, when I was 8 years old, my brother left for West Point, and ever since that point in time, I felt like there was a desire in me to want to join the Army. Um, I looked up to him, um, and then he's off to West Point, and I spent a lot of time researching it, did a lot of school projects and reports based on it, and I just always felt like that was something I wanted to do in my life, some kind of experience I wanted to have. I didn't know if I wanted to make a career out of it, but I knew that I wanted to have that experience. And so that stayed with me. And I went to college right out of high school, but realized during my freshman year that it wasn't really where I needed to be at that point in my life, and thought this is a good time for me. I need to do something, good time for me to do something different, to leave college, go see the world, challenge myself, do something difficult, demanding. Um, it's a very much a change of pace from the path that I was on in college. There's training, uh, you know, when you say training, that can be taken a lot of different ways. So initially, when I enlisted, I went straight to Army basic training, right, in Fort Benning, Georgia. Basic training, infantry training. It was a 13-week cycle. That was challenging because it was the first time that I'd ever really been away from home. And even though it's just 13 weeks, you're there in a barracks with 50 other guys, drill sergeants, and who are in charge of your day. You're pretty much told what to do and when to do it. And yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. It's about all it is. I mean, it wasn't terribly challenging, um, but that was the initial training, basic training. But then there was officer basic training. There was training with my unit. There was ranger training, airborne training, air assault training. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways to interpret the question of what was most challenging about the training. Came to me and asked for advice about joining the army. I was thinking about joining the army. I would tell them that's a great thing to do, and I would encourage it. I would encourage that you look into it. Um, I would I would say there are many different things you can do in the army, that you should consider them all. Don't just kind of pigeonhole it and decide I'm going to do it. Don't make it a knee-jerk reaction, but actually sit back, look into it, talk to people about it, and decide what's best for you. What do you want to get out of being in the army? So go into it maybe with that mindset. Is look at, I want to get this experience out of it, or I want to gain this skill, because there's so many different opportunities and options that you can get into. You can go in and learn, um, just basic leadership in the infantry, do very physically, mentally challenging things as an army infantryman.